Welcome to the October 2022 episode of the PreSale Pulse, a real estate show dedicated to everything happening in real estate across Metro Vancouver and the Fraser Valley. Today, we're going to touch on everything trending in our industry and just ensure all of our subscribers, like always, feel like they have their fingers on the pulse and becoming real estate savvy and intelligent. I'm Ryan Lalonde, and of course, here with me today is our very own marketing dream team captain. We have Susana Gonçalves.
Hey, Captain, I like it.
I like it.
There's lots on the docket today. We'll start at 50,000 feet, looking at macroeconomic trends and highlight investor confidence, as well as recent GDP growth stats that just got released.
Luckily, we also have Brittany Reimer. She's just behind the camera fact-checking, which is...
So now, of course, we'll hit on pre-sale activity, flag some trends. We're seeing our market is starting to pick up, and we've been seeing steady foot traffic in our presentation centers over the last few weeks. We also touch on the rental market and some of the success we've seen there. Make sure to stick around.
Oh, I was going to go. Do you want to go?
You go.
All right. I think we got to also say we're filming in the newest sales gallery, Florin by Alara Living and the Circadian Group. Now, this is a really innovative community. It's in an incredible location. You got condos, you have townhouses, some single-family heritage homes. It's a really unique mix.
Yeah, the location of this project features the very best of both worlds. It's tucked away on this quiet tree-lined street of Rochester Avenue with access to the best urban conveniences West Coquitlam has to offer, all within 5 minutes.
Homes at Florin, exceptional value. We're going to get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, and also unique is that we've got, in a wood frame product, we've got integrated appliances, we've got air conditioning. This feels at the level of a lot of the concrete stuff in this neighborhood. So it's incredible value, especially at this price point. So check out liveatflorin.com for more information.
Let's jump in and start where we always do. Let's hit the macro. So kick us off.
Yeah, absolutely, Ryan. Let's get right into it. Recent GDP numbers are showing a cooling economy in the third quarter.
It sounds odd, but that's a good thing.
It is. It is actually. Based on current estimates, Canada is on track to register a 1% annualized growth in Q3, a big difference from the 3.3% we saw in Q2. Now, the big contributor to this was dips in the construction and real estate services industries, which are often directly tied, of course, to these interest rates and make up close to 20% of the Canadian economy.
Absolutely right, Susan. What's really nice about that is as the economy really begins to cool, the hope is that we begin to see a more protracted approach to interest rates, and those massive basis point increases that we've been witnessing over the previous 2 quarters begin to either quell or come to an end.
Yeah, that is definitely the hope.
Yeah, and we're seeing the slowdown echoed in confidence levels as well. I think that's really important to point out. The CFIB business barometer continued to decline in September, showed hiring plans softening, and as confidence falls, investors are beginning to pull back. And again, that's a good thing for the moment in time that we're experiencing. Residential investments fell approximately 27% between Q1 and Q2, but still remains elevated by historical standards. The cool down in this sector, although sizable, therefore can be more accurately characterized as a return to normal rather than a crash or collapse. And there are fears that the state continues to worsen. Our expectation is that we are in the moment of time where it begins to inflect.
Yeah, it's easy to forget that we're coming from these historic highs. So any adjustment to the norm will feel significant when you're basing it off of that. Now, meanwhile, in the labor market, after 3 months of consecutive slowdown, losing approximately 113,000 jobs, we saw a nominal increase in September of about 21,000 jobs to bring unemployment to 5.2%.
Now, while this may sound positive, most of those jobs, unfortunately, were educational jobs and therefore seasonal versus economic increases. And that's something that we're keeping a very close eye on. Ottawa's trying to determine how much of our employment numbers are being affected by a lack of workers / lack of labor supply versus the higher interest rates really affecting consumer demand and therefore indicating a cooling market. And as a result, putting downward pressure on job hiring. With all that said, where does that leave us with the Bank of Canada, Suze?
Yeah, as we just discussed, there are many signs of a cooling economy, which is essentially what the Bank of Canada has been trying to induce with these rate hikes. However, the main indicator, inflation, is still a ways from where the bank would like it to be. Therefore, we can expect at least 1 and possibly 2 more rate hikes before the end of the year. Although we are expecting that they may be a little less than the rate hikes we've seen the last few announcements.
If you had to bet, would you say 2 or 1?
2.
I think you're right. Okay, let's dive into the pre-sale market, starting with launch activity in September. Get us caught up here.
Yeah, in total, we saw 9 program launches, releasing just over 1,100 units to the market. Now, no surprise, wood frame product was the dominant form this past month, as often is the case when the market cools like this, seeing 6 programs come to market, releasing just over 700 homes.
Now, these launches included Pura in Surrey, V on East 49th in Vancouver, and Skylark in West Coquitlam. And looking at concrete product, we saw the launch of Georgetown 2 in Surrey City Centre. As expected, the one price program has received lots of market attention. Effectively, all homes under the program were accounted for within hours of its launch. They released homes blending at around $950 per square foot, which was definitely priced to sell considering what the market was selling for the 12 months leading up to these. How much inventory Anthem has coming in the market is the other big question. And so clearly they've removed some. Really excited to see how they impact price, I think, over the next 6 months.
In other bright spots, we certainly saw a lot more activity on our project sites recently, including our O2 Metrotown project, which released another fresh set of homes, and we've sold over 60 homes in the last 2 weeks of September. So the market pickup definitely has been seen.
I love also, I mean, that's a program by Celtic. Their brand's really shining in the marketplace, and we're happy with those outcomes because there's many other towers that are suffering in that market. Pre-sale absorptions were 30% in September. These are elevated in part by several successful launches, including Georgetown 2 and Skylark, among others. Now, it's been interesting to follow the performance of the pre-sale market and how it compares to resale. Now, while resale activity further compressed this past month, pre-sale absorptions were at the 3-month high. So moving in opposite directions, more inventory has yielded more sales.
Yeah, looking ahead, the fall market will be in full swing for pre-sale products. We're expecting 12 pre-sale launches, bringing just over 1,600 units to the market. Now, there's several significant concrete launches coming to market. Anthem continues to lead the way and on to their next project, SoCo 2, which has been begun calling its database, and Amazing Brentwood, which is also starting its previews right around the filming of today's video.
I think the key takeaway for all of our viewers is that it's not nearly as bad on pre-sale marketplace as what we're hearing about in the boardrooms.
Yeah, agreed.
Now, there is, of course, Park and Curve in the downtown market, but we haven't heard much from them yet. The latest intel we've received on Curve is that their presentation center is just about finalized. It's preparing to launch either late October or early November. Our guess is that potentially they're really trying to understand whether this should be pushed into the new year. Florin by Circadian Group in Allaire. This is something that we've also spoke about at the intro. Looking at West Coquitlam, there are currently 8 actively selling wood frame projects. Pricing kind of ranging from $880 to $930 per square foot.
As mentioned, we're in Florin, beautiful materials, beautiful interiors, a mix of product types, which is really rare to see. We've got some really great purchaser incentives as well, $15,000 off studios, all the way up to $20,000 off 2 beds. And we've got some deposit incentives as well. So lots to look into here. If you haven't been into Florin, give us a call.
These incentives are landing really well, especially when so many of our homes are in this program are starting in the low 400s. In comparison, Skylark, their homes are starting in the high 500Ks, really well positioned.
Yeah, I've been hearing homes will start around $400,000 for 1 bedrooms at Sol Adir's next mass timber project. So be on the lookout for that as well.
Next up, I think we got to talk about Bonus. Let's talk about Hollywood. Now, as you know, Sue's pre-sale, it's our bread and butter, but we have to give a huge shout out to the team running the lease up campaign for Hollywood in Kits. Program came to market just over a month ago. The interest has been great, pretty much as we expected. And by the time that this video releases, there's a really good chance that this program will be fully tenanted.
Yeah, the good news is that the market appears to have a very strong appetite for homes at almost any rental level. Renters are clamoring for products, and for a program as well positioned as this one, interest came naturally.
I think one thing that we can say confidently, though, is that Hollywood will have the highest rental price per square foot in Kits. This was also achieved for a building that has a large unit size, right? Every home a little bit better, a little bit bigger, and as a result of that, we felt it in terms of the rates.
Yeah. Now, with pre-sale covered, let's talk about the resale stats.
Love it. Let's jump in. So the scale of Greater Vancouver's housing market continues to tip in favor of buyers. This is something that we're keeping a very close eye on. Sales fell off. They're just under 10% from August to September. Although interestingly, the detached market tends to be our leading indicator, has stabilized the last 3 months at around 520 sales and around 12% sales to listing ratio. So we're going to watch this closely as it will give us a really good sense of market recovery when it starts to trend back up.
Yeah, in the meantime, buyers and sellers together are still trying to get their footing in the face of these rising interest rates, along with, of course, some summer hangover.
That's true, Suze. And I think it's worth mentioning that while buyers are navigating this market, the underlying demand for housing still has not gone away. It is very strong out there.
Yeah, tier one homes that can find the right blend in their offering and still getting positive attention in this market. This reality is also applying to tier one and tier two resale offerings. Builder brand and quality, of course, matter in today's market. Now, it wasn't what we were seeing at the peak of the market, but it has been at levels necessary for developers to meet their financing requirements, which is good news to ensure that more product continues to stream onto the market.
I couldn't agree more. And as mentioned, now we're experiencing this in our own programs. In September, we saw a 300% increase in foot traffic to our sales center galleries, and that's leading to stronger sales numbers in the month, including both already actively selling programs and new launches.
Yeah, well said. So don't forget to check out our trending topic segment in the links below. This month, we're excited to share our year-end forecast for the resale market and discuss the impacts of the record-breaking immigration numbers we're set to see. Now, if you found some value in today's episode, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel and Newswire, our daily email roundup of the latest real estate news. Subscribers get early access to PreSale Pulse, market insights, and the latest projects breaking ground.
And lastly, a big thanks to Alair Living and the Circadian Group for letting us host this month's episode at the stunning Floor and Sales Gallery. Looking forward to seeing you guys next month.